Hello and welcome to another Arkeys video and to a new 2 million credit time trial challenge on Gran Turismo 7. This time we are at Mount Panorama or Bathurst and we are in the Group 3 cars. You can pick any car you like. We are on the racing soft tires. You can see the Genesis in the background, but I tried a few different cars before I made up my mind. I did my usual hour first impressions, and then I kept going for like another hour to improve a bit more, because I suspect this is going to be very competitive. It's a tricky track, but it has a strong following of drivers who are really good at this, and I think we're going to have to work for this one. And before we get going, if you are enjoying the content, please feel free to hit the like and subscribe button. It is highly appreciated. Now let's get into my first attempt. So it is Thursday morning. I am here waiting for it to be 8 o'clock and the new time trial to go live. We are jumping into the sport mode section. We are picking up our prize for that awful Monza challenge, and we are jumping into this one. I just have to pick a car to begin with. I'm jumping into the BMW. We are using the first wobbly lap to look at some brake markers. There's a 100 board, there's a lamp post, and you can brake a bit after both of them, I think, but I'm looking at them as a reference. And we are surviving turn 1. Just ignore the driving, because this is my very first lap. We are coming up towards the right-hander, and I am using both the 100 board on the left-hand side as well as that tarmac strip on the left-hand side, and you can almost brake at the end of the tarmac strip if I remember correctly, but those things are the references. Here I am just making sure to see towards the inside, because there is some camber on the inside that can help you around. I don't really have that many references coming over the mountain. This is mostly by feel, but I know there are some places where I need to lift off, such as here, and also coming through here. When you're coming over that crest, you need to lift off slightly to make sure to stay on the track. I'm using the big Audi board over the track as a reference for coming down the hill, and trying to slow down the car as well as getting the car turned. I'm missing the dip on the inside left there, so that is going to cost me some time. And here it's all about just trying to brake in a straight line, see towards the inside, and get back on the power as early as possible. Here there's a 150 board. That's a good reference for the chicane called the Chase. I'm doing a clumsy job of this one, so just ignore that. And we are coming up towards the final brake marker. There is a 100 board, but there's also a nice tree, and I mostly use that tree because you have to brake a bit after the 100 board. And now we are crawling around the final corner, missing the apex as well, and we are going across the line in a 2 minute and 4 seconds, 0.860, but apparently enough for P1 in the world, so thanks for watching. No, just kidding. I was just the first car to cross the line, I think, and we are jumping into the Nissan. And the Nissan liked to hit the wall. I got a tiny improvement, and I hit a wall again, and I could feel this car wasn't for me. So now I have spent 10 minutes and I have dropped from P1 in the world to silver. So now I am jumping into the Toyota Supra. And let's see what we can do about this one. Still the same brake markers. I find the Supra a little bit twitchy. You can see the rear stepping out. Maybe the wrong gear, I don't know. And also coming up the mountain, it feels rather tail happy, but I think that was my own fault as well. I didn't get this steering straightened out properly. But we are coming over the mountain and also coming down the mountain. I am being very careful, but I still miss out on that left hand dip into the inside there, and that is losing me some time. We are coming down towards Forest Elbow. I am also running deep here, so that is giving me a really poor exit. Can we make our way through the chicane? That's a bit hesitant, but we are coming down towards the final braking zone, and let's just survive that corner. Trying to exit in second gear, might be the wrong gear, but we are going across the line in a 202.885, so that was 2 seconds off. And hello to the wall. We are jumping out to have a look. We are back in the gold business. We are barely hanging on and the times are coming down fast. So it's time to surrender to the Pooh liveried speed machine. We are jumping into the Genesis. And it took me some time to get used to it. You can see I'm only getting 203s and almost losing the car at the last corner. But we are going across the line still in the 203s. And here I just lost control of the car. The car is really fighting back and only giving me small improvements. So I'm giving up for a short moment here, going to have a look. I've done 35 minutes now. Times are flying and top times are coming down and I am just barely hanging on. So let's go again, getting around turn 1. You have to use third gear, but I don't know yet. I haven't checked out Ghost. We are crawling up the hill now, keeping towards the inside. Be careful coming back on the power. Keep the steering straight. And now coming down the mountain and trying to get the car slowed down. Oh, that's a bit deep. So yeah, that made me miss out on that inside. And now around Forest Elbow, keeping it tight to the inside. So now coming into the chase, cutting way too much on the inside. That really unsettles the car. You can see really clumsy over the grass. But around the final corner, missing the apex by a quarter mile and now across the line in the 202.320 and hitting that very same wall again. So now I've done 39 minutes and the goat limit is moving fast. So we might be in trouble. We carry on coming around turn 1 for God knows which time. Still in second gear. This car has got a strong second gear, but the third gear still seems nicer. We are crawling over the mountain. Just really need to get close to the walls here. Get the line just right. And just lifting off shortly as you come down that dip. Lifting off shortly, coming over that crest. And now down the mountain, getting the car slowed down. You can see I'm sort of trying just to gently scrape up some speed. We found that inside for the first time, I think. So that alone is going to gain me some time. Now around Forest Elbow, keep the car tight to the inside. You can be far more aggressive on the exit when you get the car lined up properly, which I didn't. Didn't go on the inside curb this time. So sneaking through there fairly okay, and now down to a 201.848. So we are parking up the car. We've only got 10 minutes left. And can we get a final improvement before the first hour is up? This is the final run within the first hour, but not the final run of the video. And this run was a bit of a weird one. I am doing a better job through here, and you saw my turn 1 wasn't the best. The car gets a bit slidey through this bit, so that is going to lose me some time. Now we are coming down the mountain. I missed the dip again. That is going to give me a poor exit out of this one. I do an awful job at the chicane all over the grass, and I suspected at this point that the lap was gone, but it turned out when we went over the line it was a 201.5, so a slight improvement. It just tells you that there's so much time to gain. Now we are going to have a coffee break and have a look at a replay, and then we are going again. So we are back at it. I got a few other improvements and only slowly chipping off some time for this following hour. So now we are jumping straight onto the final run in this video, and this ended up being a fair big chunk of my time, which also just tells me that there is so much time to gain. There's so much cleaning up to do for me, and this is definitely not over yet. We made it around turn 1, and now we are coming up towards the right-hander. I am looking for the 100 board, the tarmac strip. I'm braking as late as I can, using second gear to rotate the car back up to third gear. Be careful on the power. Remember to use the inside. There is the camber you need. And also here, don't run too wide. You need that inside camber. You can almost throw the car into that inside camber. And just trying to straight line through here. And now we are coming down here. I'm lifting slightly to get the car turned, and also lifting just before I go over the hill because it's so easy to run wide. Now we're coming down the hill, carefully slowing down the car, not braking 100%. Can we find the inside dip this time? Yeah, we sort of found it. And now we are coming out of there in third gear now, down into Forest Elbow, keeping it sort of tight. That could definitely have been better, and you can see I got sliding on the exit. So still a lot of time to find for me. And now we are just coming down the long back straight, and we only got the chase and the final corner to deal with. Let's see what we can do. We are coming up towards the 150 board. Don't touch the inside curb. You let the car rotate around. I just slightly clipped it. This was not the best exit. I have done that better. Now looking for the tree. Let's get the car stopped, and maybe we are actually sort of finding an apex, and we are going to go across the line in a 2-minute 0.573. So that was 7/10 off in one big chunk. So definitely time to find. This is not over, and as you can see, 2.5 hours later we've got Medi on this one. So the time is really coming down, and I need to improve more so I don't get into the danger zone. So this is a work in progress, but this was my first impressions plus a bit more. I hope you enjoyed the video, found it entertaining, maybe even somewhat useful. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you next time. Bye bye.